reshaping the story. In the Lawrence Greenfield The Kingmaker, we witness how narratives are manipulated, how history is created, and how spectacle becomes a method of governance. As a literature students, we examine how the films mirror our nation's ongoing struggles with memory, myth-making, and political power.
Our first timestamp begins where Imelda Marcos tore her shoe collection. She says, they're not just shoes, they're beautiful. The sequence reveals over 1,000 pairs preserved while she talks about poverty. This contrast captured the documentary's central irony, extravagant personal wealth amid public suffering. In literature, this mirrors theme where materials excesses exposes deeper social inequality.
We see Kalawit Islands, Imelda's personal wildlife sanctuary. African animals roam while displaced Filipino residents remain an unspoken reality. This scene functions as environmental intervention, colonial fantasy, and physical symbol of power. The imported animals will become metaphors for Marcos' family's ability to rewrite reality itself, similar to magical realism and made literal.
Timestamps show that Bongbong Marcos saying it was a golden age for the Philippines, even as archival footage reveals violence and protest. This illustrates the documentary's focus, the construction of memory. The tension between narrative and evidence forces viewers to examine the truth. This reflects theme in post-colonial Philippine literature where competing truth shape national identity.
In this rally scene, we see Bongbong Marcos surrounded by crowds and confetti. The spectacle is strong, but the speech offers almost no concrete policy, only broad promises.
Phrases like bring back the lights and the best is yet to come are emotionally charged but empty. The film highlights how political language can become ritual rather than meaningful discourse.
The contrast between the aging Marcos figure and the young crowd shows myth being passed to a new generation. The spectacle creates what purists call a hegemonic theater performance functioning as governance.
In the Philippine literature, we often see critiques of political spectacles from Rizal to contemporary writers. This scene continues that tradition.
Imelda's interview setup resembles a throne. Even before she speaks, the setting declares power.
Her statement, perception is real, and the truth is not revealed. The regime's strategies control not just about politics, but reality itself. The film immediately cuts to martial law victims as a counter-narrative.
Her curated surroundings contrast with the poverty shown in archival footage. The juxtaposition forces viewers to confront conflicting truths, similar to magical realism blending of wealth and suffering.
This reflects Nefertiti Tadjar ideas of fantasy production, the creation of idealized realities for political ends.
This montage shows state visits, parades, and Imelda meeting foreign dignitaries, all projecting grandeur.
Greenfield inserts brief shots of poverty and protest, creating dialectical montage. Meaning emerges from this class of images, not their continuity.
Notice the recurring image of hands, shaking, waving, voting. They symbolize diplomacy, publicism, and manipulated democracy.
This connects with Philippine literature's ongoing struggle with national memory, official histories versus live experiences.
Our first persona map examines Imelda as the curator. The film portrays her through four primary roles. First, the performer, constantly aware of the camera staging every scene. Second, the mother, using maternal language, my people, my children. Three, the victim positioning herself as misunderstood and persecuted. The visionary, presenting extravagance as philanthropy. The documentary uses specific techniques to both present and critique this persona. Interview framing shows her control of environment. Archival juxtaposition reveals gaps in her narrative. The cumulative effect of portrait of someone who has internalized spectate to the point where performance and self become indistinguishable.
Our second map analyzes Ferdinand Marcos as the specter, a present felt more than seen. The film constructs him through first archival present, mostly historical footage emphasizing his absence or presence. Two, quoted authority, reference through documents and other memories. Third, living legacy embodied in Bongbong and the continuing political machine. Fourth, mythological figure, either demon or savior depending on perspective. Cinematic techniques include using his own propaganda films against themselves, voice-over readings of his diaries, and the physical absence that makes him more potent a symbol than person. This connects to the Philippine literature fascination with absent patriarchs and the way of historical legacy.
First, observe structural irony. The film presents Imelda's statement at face value, then systematically undermines them with contradictory evidence. For example, her claim of always serving the people is followed by footage of luxury purchases. This creates what narratologists call unreliable narration, where shown not just what is said, but the gap between saying and being. The effect is to train viewers in critical viewing, making us active interrogators rather than passive consumers.
Second, notice temporal collapse. The documentary refuses chronological order, instead juxtaposing 1970s martial law with 2010s campaign footage. This technique breaks linear history, showing how past strategies recur in the present. The effect is to demonstrate that history isn't progressive but cyclical, a concept familiar from Philippine literature's treatment of colonial patterns repeating across centuries. By collapsing time, Greenfield argues that the Marcos Project was never interrupted, only transformed.
Power is not just policy, it's narrative control. The film shows how memory and belief shape political reality.
Public narrative is like architecture, built with myths and selective truths. We must understand how stories shape society.
The Kalawit Zoo scene, imported animals prioritized over displaced Filipinos. Imelda saying, perception is real, reveals how truths can be manipulated.
Myth-making is an industry built on repetition and selective forgetting.
National memory is a battlefield where simple myth defeats complex reality. The Kingmaker shows that power resides not just in a place,
But in the stories told about them.
As a student of Filipino literature,
We recognize our responsibility
Examine narratives critically.
and to remember what others want to erase.
Thank you for watching!